I think something that a lot of people don't consider when it does come to hiring team is how much of it doesn't actually sit back and fall on how much money they make, right? Because there were dudes who were like, they were making decent money. And I'm just like, what has you want to leave that opportunity in particular, if that makes sense, right? Yeah. And like, again, working for awesome influencers who like, some of which Chris and I know and like actually are friends with, just like, why would you want to leave the guy we know, right?
Good dude, good business.
Yeah, it just sort of, it baffled me. And one of the guys we did end up hiring was like, well, I'm not being challenged. Right? And my first question when I heard that was like, well, what are the KPIs? He's like, huh? I'm like, okay. But funnily enough, out of all the dudes, it's probably one of the reasons that we ended up hiring him, was like, he's tracking his own numbers. Yep. He had his own tracking sheet. He could tell us exactly how many people he'd reached out to, exactly how many people he'd set, and exactly how many of them had closed at the same time as well. And my question here was like, well, if the offer owner or the business owner hadn't actually influenced you to do so, like what was it that made you want to do it? And he was like, I just want to know how to be better. And the amount of people that probably think that most sales guys only end up wanting to be in a role to make money only goes like 30% of the way, in my opinion.
I'd agree. I'd say it wouldn't be any more than 30. It plays a part, but it's not the majority of the thing.
You've got that, you've got career development, and you've got culture, right?
You're spitting facts.
Spitting facts, right? But the culture side too, right? Like we have the joke of, not joke, it's like, but the cultural terminology of like metal seller, right? And it doesn't take a long time for you to work out what it means if you're aware of what our culture is like. And like a metal seller is someone just like, they just shut the fuck up and get the job done, right? Like
sell the metal.
They just sell the metal, right? Like no matter what the criteria of the thing is, they just get the fucking thing done.
Actually, that brings up a really good point. On the metal selling, one of the fellows that we spoke to, actually, yeah, it was two, both brought up, what is this metal selling thing? One of them actually knew what it was, but
and he wanted to become one.
He's like, what is this metal selling thing? I want in.
He wanted to become one.
Not just internally has this culture been created, but externally as well. So people within, the group that we've built, the community we've built, that has then started to spill out beyond that group, which I think highlights, and again, it still comes back to the KPIs. We're metal sellers, but the top metal sellers know how much metal to sell, and they know what metal to sell.
100%. And to go back to the point of like the cultural element of that, right? We've been speaking a lot about sporting teams and how it pertains and relates to like business and the teams and the different departments that live within a business as well, right? Because you've got client success and you've got sales and you've got operations and how they all move together like a basketball team would, defense, offense, and then you got Michael Jordan. Fucking Dennis Rodman.
Just does it all.
Just does it all. But the idea is, right, like the people want to join the NBA because it's the pinnacle of all of it. And they want to get to the height and peak of who they can be, right? Salespeople are the fucking same. Yeah. It's actually not even just salespeople, just anyone that is in a role, in my opinion, where they're dealing with other people and it's something that's really high skilled. They want to, in many cases, be perceived better than someone else, but also pushing to be better than yesterday or something to the effect of that. That does not happen without having clear-cut KPIs, clear-cut expectations, and a clear-cut plan on how that person can go from where they are to where they want to be. And what's the benchmark then, right? Like if they want to be every rep wants to start, I want 10 grand a month, right? What's the activity to get to 10 grand a month?